Greg, there was no game of course this past weekend. Were you happy of having a break, or would you have liked for your team to have played a competitive match last Sunday?
No, I think it was a good weekend for us not to have a game, to be honest. We'd had sort of 3 or 4 really tough, tricky games, very physical games. Obviously, a couple of midweek games in there as well. And then obviously last weekend picked up a few little niggles and knocks as well. Helen and Evie both coming off injured, so I think it was just a good timing really for everyone to have a bit of a quiet week. We didn't train at all either on the build up to that weekend off, so it was literally a case of everyone having 7 days off completely to rest up. And we came back on Tuesday and they were absolutely flying, to be fair, and they worked very hard. I was quite happy with the weekend off, to be honest.
This weekend it is the start of the Championship Conference in the Genera Adrian Premier as Cardiff Met visit Parkhill Stadium. The last 2 meetings at Parkhill between the New Saints and Met have ended in 2 narrow defeats for your players by just 1 goal. With the scoreline between both teams being so close here in recent time, do you see Sunday as the best opportunity from the remaining 6 games to get a victory over one of the top 3?
I think if you look at the league table, obviously they're sitting in 3rd, and obviously we're at home. So I guess if you look at it from that point of view, obviously it would probably stand out as the most obvious chance for us to get 3 points. And like you say, we've always sort of had tough games. We were very unlucky not to get a point, if not, easily on another day could have come away with 3 points against them last time we played. We had some great chances towards the end of the game. We're full of confidence. Obviously, we're going into Sunday looking for 3 points. But you just look at spells that we've had against the other 2 teams as well, Swansea and Cardiff City. There's no reason why we should be going into those games overly fearful. We're obviously very fully aware that they're very good teams, 3 very good teams that we're going to be coming up against. But we're looking forward to it, and we're certainly not there to make up the numbers. We're going to be 100% going in and looking for maximum points in each of those games.
With the goal of getting top 4 being achieved, is the Championship Conference now the chance to give players that maybe haven't had many minutes this season the opportunity for them to get game time at some point in these last 6 games?
Yeah, no, 100%. I've made the girls fully aware that it will be a chance now for everyone to get some minutes. There's obviously been some very patient girls, some very frustrated girls that haven't played anywhere near as much as they would have liked. But they've continued to show up to training. They've continue to show an unbelievable commitment to the squad, even when they're not in the squad. We've had some players that haven't missed an away trip, been very helpful. 100%. Everyone will be getting rewarded. Obviously, it's important that the girls that have got us here, the girls that have been playing week in, week out, they've still got a massive part to play. They're not suddenly going to be on the bench every week. But like I say, it's definitely a chance to share some minutes around, get some rest into some girls that have had very long seasons, and like I say, reward some of the girls that haven't played as much.
At the time of this interview, there has been 2 training sessions this week. How much of what you've seen over the course of the 2 sessions will influence your starting lineup on Sunday?
Yeah, there's a few little factors to think about really. We've got Lucy Platt's definitely away, so that frees up a big gap in midfield for someone to come in. Obviously Beth Lewis coming back from suspension as well, and then obviously a couple of knocks to the girls from last week who we're sort of still monitoring as well. So there's lots to think about. Obviously we've had 2 great sessions, and we got a lot out of both of those. So we're in a good position. I'm pretty much hopeful, 99% sure that everyone apart from Lucy Platt will be available. So there's a few days left yet, obviously, to have a good think about that starting 11.
Yeah, I've mentioned availability there. That was the next question. How are both Evie and Helen after that match against Cardiff City and the rest of the squad's injury status ahead of this Sunday?
Yeah, we like I say, we had the week off, and I think that's really done everyone the world of good. I think if we did have a game on Sunday, then certainly Helen probably would have been struggling for Sunday, but just that extra 2 weeks. I guess she's had 2 weeks by the time we come around to Sunday. So I'm 95% certain that she'll be available. Evie's trained fine Tuesday, Wednesday. She's had two fully fully fit sessions with no reaction to her ankle injury, so she's fine, and everyone else is injury free as well.
Finally, Greg, how valuable of an experience will the upcoming 6 matches will be for you personally as a coach to have the opportunity to set your team up against the best 3 sides in the Welsh domestic period, home and away, once more this season?
Yeah, it's obviously going to be a challenge. But you know, it's what you've got to do if you want to be the best. Then obviously you've got to compete against the best, and you've got to learn from these 3 teams as well. Obviously Cardiff City are the benchmark this season, and you know, I'd be very surprised if they don't wrap the league up very soon. You know, you just look at them and you look at their players and the staff and the whole setup they've got down there. They're definitely the model for what every team should aspire to be. Really, he's done a fantastic job, and the players deserve obviously a huge amount of credit. They're unbeaten. You know, they've had some very close results, and you know, even games against us where they've been behind, but you know, they've shown what a great team they are. They never gave in. So you know, the fact that we get to mix it with these teams the next six games, you know, it's only going to be a good thing. I'd much rather be competing against these teams for the next 6 games rather than scrapping away in the bottom 4 against them teams. So yeah, it's going to be a challenge for the girls, but obviously a challenge for me as well in terms of how we set up and how we go about you know, getting some points off these top 3 teams. So it's something that everyone's really looking forward to.
How valuable could it be for your experience as a coach moving forward into the future?
Yeah, definitely. You know, don't get me wrong, we're going to be the underdogs in every game, you know, for the next 3 games, next 3 opponents, over the next 6 games. So yeah, no, it's going to be a challenge for myself personally. But like I said, you know, it's I just want to keep moving higher and higher with this group. So it's like I said, it just all comes down to, you know, you gotta start somewhere, and you know, hopefully these next 6 games will give us a real springboard into next season.